Let's talk about it because the way people talk about Kawhi Leonard right now, it's crazy. To acting like he's some random what if case study. Because when Kawhi retires, we are not going to talk about him the way we talk about him today. We're going to talk about him like he's a legend. And right now, the conversation around Kawhi is he doesn't play enough, he's always hurt, he's not a leader, the Clippers era failed. Jackass, just notice something. Nobody questions how good he was. We've let availability debate erase dominance. And that's dangerous when you're talking about someone who, at his peak, was arguably the best two-way player of his generation. Now, before he was the quiet superstar, before the drama, before loan management became a meme, this was a 2022-year-old in the finals guarding LeBron James. And not just guarding him, but he was disrupting him. Winning finals MVP on a team of Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili at 22? That doesn't just happen by accident. He wasn't just some system guy. He was evolving into something different. And by the 2017 season, he was a legitimate MVP level monster. People forget that 2017 playoff run before Zaza stepped under him. The Spurs were cooking the Warriors in Game 1 of the West Finals. Up over 20. On the road. Against a team of Curry and KD. And Kawhi was the best player on the floor undoubtedly. Then the ankle happens and history shifts. That moment alone changed NBA history, but we don't talk about that. Skip forward to 2019, that was amazing. Let's stop romanticizing it. 2019 wasn't just a cute underdog run. That was one of the greatest individual postseason runs of this modern era. In 2019 with the Toronto Raptors, Kawhi averaged 30 points per game in the playoffs. He averaged elite defense. Obviously had that game winner against the Sixers. He outdueled Giannis Antetokounmpo, almost in his prime, and he beat the Warriors dynasty. That Game 7 shot, the bounce, pause, that wasn't just a moment. That was mythology. I mean, you're gonna hear motherfuckers talking about that in like 200 years. You don't get moments like that unless you're built different. And then in the finals, he dismantled the dynasty. Yes, the Warriors had injuries, but that's a part of the sport, y'all. Nobody erases rings for that, except when they want to discredit somebody. And here's the part people ignore. He did it in 1 year. He delivered Canada its first championship and just dipped. That's not normal superstar behavior. And this is where the disrespect starts. He joins the Los Angeles Clippers, expectations go nuclear. And then, injuries, bubble collapse, more injuries, more retirement. And because the Clippers didn't win a title, people quietly started demoting Kawhi historically. Like championships only count if they're stacked in multiples. But here's the uncomfortable truth people have to face. When Kawhi is healthy in the playoffs, he still looks like Kawhi. The 2021 before the ACL tear, he was surgical. 50% from the field, clutch, efficient, unbothered. That version of Kawhi never declined skill-wise. His body just betrayed him. And fans have this weird thing where they punish players for injuries like it's a character flaw. Now look, Kawhi doesn't market himself, he doesn't talk much, he doesn't clap back, he doesn't control narratives. So the narrative gets controlled for him. If Kevin Durant had won a title in Toronto like that, think about how that story would get told. But Kawhi, because he's quiet, because he load manages, because he doesn't give us viral quotes, we treat him like he's fading instead of just appreciating what we just watched. Now let's slow it down and look at it objectively. 2 times NBA champion, 2 times finals MVP, 2 times defensive player of the year, multiple All-NBA selections, one of the best two-way playoff performers ever. That's not borderline. That's first ballot legend. There are players with way more media hype, and we treat them with more historical respect, and that's just wild to me. And this is the part I'm calling now. When Kawhi retires, the documentaries start, the highlight reels start, the think pieces start. Was Kawhi the last true two-way assassin? Did injuries rob us of an all-time top 15 career? We're going to romanticize him. We're going to say, man, when Kawhi was healthy, there was nobody scarier. Kids who didn't watch his prime are going to look at that 2019 run like folklore. And suddenly the disrespect disappears. It always happens, I'm telling y'all. It happened with Kobe, and it'll happen with Kawhi. There's this modern mindset, if you're not playing 70 plus games, you're not elite. That's new. Historically, we've always judged greatness by peak. And Kawhi's peak was championship level stuff. You could drop prime Kawhi into almost any era and he translates perfectly. Defense travels, mid-range travels, composure travels. He's not dependent on whistle manipulation like SGA. He's not dependent on system gimmicks like SGA. He's just plug and play dominance, unlike SGA. And look, the real debate isn't whether Kawhi is great, it's how he ranks historically. And that's where people get uncomfortable. Because when you really line it up, 2 finals MVPs on 2 different teams, elite defense, clutch gene proven, that's not accidental success we're talking about. That's a controlled takeover. But because we're in the era of constant content, if you're not producing every night, you get forgotten about every night. Kawhi's game is surgical, not flashy. It's efficient, not loud. And it's just deadly, not dramatic. And in today's highlight culture, subtle dominance doesn't trend. But when he slowed the game down and really study it, he's one of the cleanest playoff performers of the last 15 years. No emotional stuff, no ego circus, just buckets, stops, serious wins. And we're living in the only window where Kawhi Leonard can be underrated because we're too close to it. Too frustrated with the injuries, too impatient for titles. But time always corrects this stuff, and when he's done, we will not be arguing whether he was legendary. We'll be arguing how much higher he could have climbed if his body held up. And that's a very different conversation. The disrespect isn't about talent, it's about memory being short. And yo, when the dust settles, Kawhi Leonard won't be remembered as the great guy who low managed. He'll be remembered as the quiet Kobe who showed up in June and changed franchises forever. That's a legacy, and it's already written, yo. But if y'all enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm not SGA, but call me Mr. Consistent. And until later, I'll see you on Mars. Peace.
You telling me you falling out of love with me. Hope you can find someone to love you better than I did. Taking our memories on love and treating it like nothing. Taking our memories on love and treating it like gossip. It's my love for my grandmother make me gentle when I care for you. Tell me you're falling out of love, breaking my heart in two.